Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a historical place. It's fun, it's old, it has a bunch of history. Old Town. So let's get right into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Eli, and if this is your first time tuning in to the Living in Albuquerque channel, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom, somewhere along here. That way you guys never miss out on any kind of videos, because I am dropping videos every week talking about what our beautiful city of Albuquerque has to offer. Now, aside from having fun doing these videos and hanging out at home, right, because that's what YouTube is, we get lucky enough to do this here, I would also love to help you out with your real estate needs. So that number popping up on the screen here is my direct line. So if there's anything I could ever help you out with, please feel free to reach out. So whether you're looking to come down to Albuquerque just to visit, or to live, and you want to live in a historical place with some old school bungalows and adobe homes, you know, all that type of style of home where it's really historical, kind of gives you that old vibe, Old Town is going to be a place that you might want to look into. So let's get right into it. Okay, so when I talk about Old Town, number one, yeah, it is kind of old, but it's kind of like the center hub, the square of where Albuquerque's deep roots started, right? When you're going down there, you're gonna see a ton of old buildings, that Western style, Southwestern, I should say, is that going to be that vibe that you get down there. Going to be a different, you know, kind of shops down there, a lot of touristy kind of things. Lucky enough to find that we're going to see a lot of art galleries, artwork, Native American stuff that is super cool when you're just down there and you're looking at these vendors post up and sell their product. You can just tell the passion and the love behind most of these things that they're selling, because when they're showing it to you, they're really intricate. They're getting into it, telling you all the different features. So I got to apologize ahead of time, because sometimes they are some great salesmen and you are going to want to spend your money because, like I said, it's cool, right? Aside from shopping and doing all these fun things, they have a ton of eating there, and the neighborhoods around the area are super close that it's pretty much a walkability in any area that you live down there. Kind of be mindful because the roads are narrow, so most of them are one ways. Again, it's Old Town, so what else can you expect, right? So when you're going down there, walking the little alleyways, you know, connecting all these different shops, neighborhoods, you can just kind of expect to see vehicles just going one way. And when it gets busy, I'm just going to forewarn you guys, it does get kind of crowded up there. So just be mindful of that if you are driving in those heavier times of traffic, like in the summertime when there's events going on, or on the weekends where there's a ton of, you know, people coming in from out of state, or just locals kind of, you know, hanging out and shopping around, it is going to be hard to find parking, and it is going to be a heck of a time just traveling through there. But, you know, the outside neighborhoods, you're looking at, you know, the country club, all the Old Town neighborhoods down there, the roads are pretty wide in retrospect to Old Town itself. So if you are going to be living in those neighborhoods, you can just kind of expect that you're going to be able to park along some of the roads or on the sidewalks there. The majority of the time, you're going to have not really a garage, just to kind of paint that picture for you guys, because, again, right, most of those homes didn't get garages built. They have carports. Garages on some of the homes were added on later down the road. So that's what you can kind of expect to live down there. Okay, we touched on it briefly, right? The housing situation down there in Old Town. A lot of the houses are going to be old school adobe, bungalow. The country club is where it gets a little bit more on the upscale side, because most of those homes have been revitalized, have been rebuilt. But, you know, aside from the country club, if you are looking in that Old Town area and you want that Old Town vibe, majority of the homes are going to be, you know, lower ceilings, adobe style, and, you know, on the outside of that, you're going to run into these old school bungalow type looking houses where they have the front porches, basements. Believe it or not, a lot of these houses have basements. They're not going to be massive, although there is some huge homes down there. You're going to see a lot of craftsman type style homes just because I don't know what trended back in the day. Maybe that's something I could look into for you guys. But in some of these neighborhoods, you'll see Southwestern style adobe homes, and then it just completely gets cut off by these craftsman, beautiful front porch homes with all this nice curb appeal to it. The vegetation is super heavy down there. Just my belief is that just because they tend to upkeep with that area just a little bit more, and it's also a lot closer to a lot more water, like the Rio Grande. You got a lot of the drainage ditches running down there. So they take care of that area, and they put a lot of money into these areas just because they want to attract people to move down here. And I don't blame them, right? Because it is super beautiful when you're walking in those neighborhoods. Some of the parks that they have tucked away in there, they don't get super busy. So you can imagine that if it is kind of tucked away, not off of a main road or off of a main street, it is going to be very family friendly, and it is going to be very walkable. So every time that I actually go down there in the evenings, I see a ton of people walking their dogs, walking with their kiddos, walking it from Old Town. T-Wicks Park is in that area. So a lot of people will go to the actual park because it's massive, and they got a ton of things to do there, like the museums down there. They have Explora as well. So you can expect that it's going to get busy from time to time, especially around the school area, because there's, I believe, 2 to 3 different schools in that area there. One of them is like a private Catholic school. The other 2 are more of a charter school style. So, just be mindful that if you are traveling through that area, there is going to be a heavy, dense population of kiddos just walking around. So they harp heavy on not speeding, making sure that, especially on those narrow roads, that you're watching out for kids, because there is a ton of them down there with the schools being so close in proximity. So along that being in proximity of a lot of things, we're going to talk about what Old Town and some of those neighborhoods is in proximity to, right? Being centrally located, you're pretty much anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes away, depending on traffic, on, some of those bigger box stores. If you're looking for a good local restaurant, you're pretty much going to be a walking distance any direction that you go. Like you got Old Town Pizza Kitchen, you got High Noon, you got the D.H. Les Combs Winery and Central Grill, and then everything else in downtown. And then anything on, before you hit Old Town is going to be like, really close to Los Compadres in that area. And then once you cross the bridge on Central, there's a ton of different other eatings. You got Starbucks and all that stuff down on Rio Grande. Anywhere that you kind of, live in that or go in those directions, east, southwest, north, southwest, all these different directions, right? You're going to be able to get to something of your likings pretty easily. It's very diverse. There's a ton of different food options down there. And then if you do want to do some shopping, they got a lot of boutiques in that area down there in Old Town. They got like a beard store. They got some clothing stores, a Christmas shop, ice cream parlors, a winery. What else? There's a ton of different things there that sometimes you just kind of get a little overwhelmed with the different types of shoppings. And I like to go down there because I like to see all the different things that they offer, from artwork to Native American art and clothing or beard care again, right? Obviously my beard is looking a little luscious, and it's places like that keep this luxurious beard going. So with that being said, if you're looking to be somewhere close, somewhere central, this is going to be a place that you kind of want to look at, because if you are needing that bigger shopping, that bigger box stores, you can take some of the side streets, and believe it or not, it's still going to take you 15 to 20 minutes to get there. Even if you hit the freeway, sometimes if you hit the freeway, it might take you for a little bit of a loop. The streets are super easy to navigate here. So if you're, just traveling down any kind of road, you can kind of picture that Albuquerque's built like a grid. So all streets run east to west, north and south, and the freeways cut everything in half. So be mindful of where you're going. If you do end up getting lost in some of these smaller neighborhoods in Old Town, just know that if you just find a main road like Central or Rio Grande, you're going to be able to get back onto the right direction. So Okay, so now we talked about a lot of the more important stuff, but let's talk about some of the fun stuff, right? Old Town has a bunch of different events that they host there. I know for one, they just did the fiestas where they celebrate the birthday of Albuquerque. But believe it or not, people in Albuquerque just love to have fun and to do these things, these fiestas, where they bring in everybody, different types of cultures. The diversity is huge. They got a bunch of food trucks that they they pretty much closed down Old Town that it's just like a big party. They have music. Again, Albuquerque or New Mexico in entirety has its own type of and style of music. New Mexican music is very popular here, so they'll host like a concert down at the gazebo and close down the streets, have a bunch of different vendors, local vendors, outside vendors, just coming together to have fun and celebrate life here in Albuquerque. They'll host like different types of other like holiday events. I know for a big one for everybody is, the Christmas stroll down there where all these shops open up their doors and really welcome people in. I know they do like the lighting of the Old Town tree down there as well. So these are events that if you're planning on like moving or living down there, you're always probably going to be doing something, because even if it's not like a super advertised event, there is always like people setting up down there just doing stuff. I know for one, back in the day, we used to just show up in the middle of the evening and break dance and practice. Yeah, I used to break dance a little bit, right? Don't do that as much anymore, but hey, if we ever wanted to and you guys wanted to go down there, this is something that you're interested in. They'll host classes from time to time at the gazebo, just doing like different kinds of dancing, break dancing. And sometimes if you're in those kinds of communities here, which they are always looking to, bring you in, you can, go down there, find a group of people and just kind of take over the gazebo. You don't really have to give a formal like notice or anything like that. All do like for bigger events, or, if there is a bigger event or somebody already utilizing it, you're going to have to wait your turn until they're done and gone. So be mindful of those things. I keep telling you to be mindful, but it's because that area is pretty busy. There's always something going on, especially because of all the tourism that just comes through there to check out the old buildings, all these little shops and stuff like that. All right, so I talked about, the diversity of the community and how everybody just likes to come in and really get together to create this lifestyle of joy and happiness down there. With anything else, there is going to be a lot of negative in the world. And I think Albuquerque has done a really good job of, coming together in the bad times in order to make the best of it as a community as a whole, right? And we don't care really where you come from. All we care about is that, hey, you're a good person and that you want to join the community and the group and help one another out, for one, to be able to put on these different events and become better out of these negative situations that we've been through. So the community and the lifestyle there is amazing. It's super huge. There's, like I said, whatever community or whatever group you try to join in down there, it's really going to be very welcoming. Even if you're just kind of walking around hanging out, you're going to see some of the locals just walking their dogs early in the morning. Sometimes even in the evenings, you're going to catch a ton of different people just kind of hanging out, vibing out and enjoying the scene. Because again, right, you're looking at the gazebo, you're looking at these old structures, it's peaceful, it's tucked away, so it's not going to be a whole lot of high winds, ton of coverage in those trees that they got growing down there that have been down there for years. So it's really enjoyable. If you want to go and have a drink at high noon, or you want to enjoy the winery or the tap room upstairs, I can guarantee that, you're going to spark up a conversation with somebody and eventually, make a ton of friends. If not everybody there is just kind of come together in order to, create an event, or you form a new relationship, or, you're just looking for new friends. You've just moved down here. You don't know anybody, or a little bit of people, but you're looking to, submerge yourself into a different community. Old Town is going to be probably one of the best spots to do it. Look, whether you're looking to, become part of a community, or you just moved down here and you want to form new relationships or get to know new people, or you just want to enjoy yourself, spend some money at the local shops and, go and stroll and have an ice cream or hot chocolate, one of my favorites down there. Old Town is going to be a place that you're going to want to look into. And aside from hanging out at Old Town, bringing you all this awesome information, I am also a local real estate agent here in Albuquerque, and I'd love to help you out with your real estate needs. So that number popping up on the screen here is my direct line, and feel free to reach out at any time because I love to help. And again, this is Eli signing out for another video. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace.